You can now buy an electric SUV in Australia for around 25,000 US dollars. That's 40,000 Australian dollars drive away. That's no more costs, no more charges, no delivery fees on top of that. It's just a straight about 26,000 US dollars. So 40,000 Australian dollars for an electric SUV, which is actually pretty good. MG, one of the biggest electric car brands in the world, well known, of course, throughout Europe, they have just reduced the price of their two electric cars that they have here right now. They're bringing new models, by the way, but the current models they have, the MG4 and the MG ZS, which is kind of like a small to medium electric crossover SUV. The prices have been reduced on average for the entire range by $5,000 for every model. That means that now you can get an electric vehicle with just under 600 kilometers of range for, well, around 50,000 Australian dollars. That's incredible. I mean, that's about 34,000 US dollars. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking, and we're just seeing what's happening right now, which is this, right? People are saying, oh, I don't know if I want to buy an EV. There's not enough range. The price is too expensive. Well, it's not the case anymore. I mean, look, the prices, it's on par. We've hit parity on prices. For a similar internal combustion engine powered hatchback or internal combustion engine powered crossover, you're looking at basically the same prices. Pretty much the same. And this is Australia. Now, when's it going to happen in the US and in Europe, other places? Well, very, very soon, because we've already seen in China now there's EVs that are cheaper than internal combustion. Now, Tony Seba has said because of the continued decrease in the price of batteries, we're going to see electric cars become cheaper within only a couple of years' time than internal combustion. And even BMW admitted that Tony Seba was actually correct. Now, the MG4 won Best Electric Vehicle under 50,000 Australian dollars in Australia last year. So it was the Drive Car of the Year for Best EV under $50,000. Now, the price at the time was significantly higher than what it is today. It's now just a bit more than 10% cheaper than what it was then. And that was what? That was actually only won that award on the 19th of February, 1 month ago. So the best model in Australia at that price wins the award and then has its price reduced by 10%. This shows you just how fast the price of electric cars is coming down. Now, people have been complaining. They're saying, oh, it's not fair on existing owners. But what about all the potential new owners we're going to see over the next 5-10 years? They're going to buy an EV at a price which is, well, it's extremely affordable. It's amazing. Anyway, guys, let's have a look at the specs and the prices here. I'm just going to get straight to a chart that shows you the pricing in Australia, how much it has been reduced. Because if we look at both of these vehicles, you can see that in Western Australia, the price of the ZS EV long range, so you can now buy an EV, a long range electric crossover for a staggering 48,000 Australian dollars. I mean, that's about 34,000 US dollars. Amazing. But you can see the price has come down in Western Australia by $10,000. The price has come down in Victoria by $8,600. The price in Tasmania, $8,400. The price in South Australia, $8,241. The price in Queensland, $7,500. In Queensland, you can get a $6,000 discount on top of that discount. Incredible. In Northern Territory, the price has come down by $6,400. In New South Wales, $8,500. And in the ACT, $6,300. So what does this all mean? Well, it means this. There is actually 5 models in total. 5 MG4 models, right, which you can consider. The one I would buy, I'm going to tell you what I think that is. The cheapest model, $39,990 Australian dollars, drive away. The MG4 Excite 64, bigger battery pack, pay an extra $5,000, get a bigger battery pack and get some extra features, $45,000, drive away. The MG4 Essence 64, $47,000. The MG4 Long Range 77, that has 590 kilometers, so about 340 miles of range. That is $53,000 drive away. And then you have the MG4 X Power. That is $60,000 drive away. So just about 39,000 US dollars. The MG4 X Power is a legitimate hot hatch. You can do 0 to 62 miles an hour, 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds. And that's not a rolling start. That's just a legit standing start 3.8 seconds. So that's the fastest vehicle in Australia. That's the cheapest vehicle in Australia that can do 0 to 62 miles an hour, 0 to 100 in less than 4 seconds. And it's actually incredibly good deal if you ask me. So those are the 5 models. Out of those, personally, my favorite is definitely the MG4 Long Range 77. You're getting a bigger battery pack. You're paying really not that much more money if you go from the base model. It's $13,000 more expensive, but you're getting a lot more features and a much bigger battery pack. That's the version, that's the car I'll be going for. It's also got a lot of power. It's got a rear motor, 180 kilowatts, about 250 horsepower, and 350 newton meters of torque. It's basically got the same power and torque as what we saw in the Volkswagen Golf GTI from, say, about 5 years ago. Yeah, anyway, that's the one I'll be getting out of those 5 models. So the MG ZS, that is now the cheapest SUV, electric SUV in Australia. It starts at a staggering $39,990. So that's about $27,000 US for an electric SUV, the ZS EV Excite. Now, pay a bit more, $3,000 more. $43,000 is the ZS EV Essence. Doesn't have a bigger battery pack, but it does have a lot more standard features. All right, the ZS EV Long Range, $47,000 Australian dollars, of course, for drive away for the ZS EV Long Range. Really, guys, I know these prices look pretty amazing, and they are, but this is just the beginning, because especially in places where you get Chinese EVs, you're going to get Chinese EV manufacturers, Chinese car manufacturers. They are willing to be very aggressive to get market share. And this is what you have to do. Think about it. When Hyundai, Kia, when they first became brands, when Toyota, Nissan, whatever, Mazda, they were the cheapest at the start, right? They had to aggressively undercut General Motors and Ford and all the existing brands. That's what the Chinese car companies are going to do. They're willing to sell at massive discounts in order to get market share. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments. Is this good? Is this something that you thought would happen? And how far do you see prices falling? I see prices continuing to come down for many years.